Hello, everybody, and welcome to After Dark with Dr. Mike. I'm Dr. Michael Coots, a.k.a. Captain Trips. And we have with us tonight the man behind the machine who makes it all happen, Mr. Marty Menez, a.k.a. Captain Kidney Stone. How you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
How you doing?
And, of course, we have our news lady, the one who does hot spots and comes up with some shit that just absolutely trips me out. We have Gwen. How you doing, Gwen?
Hey, Dr. Mike.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, before we get started into the show, what do you have on the Wicked Weird News?
Well, before I go into the Wicked Weird News, for anybody who's listening on our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and go out and actually get on the phone or text somebody, email them, and tell them to go to YouTube for After Dark. What is exactly, Dr. Mike?
After Dark with Dr. Mike.
Okay. So go ahead and do that, and don't forget, so we can spread the love and spread the word, okay? And now we'll go into weirdness all over the country and all over the world. And everybody who knows this or watches this, you've heard of Shark Week. Well,
Shark Week?
Shark Week.
Well, that's a shit fart, shark.
I think it's on National Geographic, Nat Geo, or Discovery Channel.
Yeah, Shark Week. It's
yeah.
Cool.
So we'll forget Shark Week. We got Cow Week.
What channel might that be on?
Oh, anywhere you see cows.
Oh, so it's a live thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us about the Cows Week.
This is through Newser, and you'd be astonished to learn just how many cows, actually kill more people than sharks. Actually, about 27 times more people. And so you probably figure, well, how? Well, they sneak in under our cultural radar.
What?
They kill effectively and relatively often, while we save up all of our terror for the much, much less deadly shark. So, let's see. She said, God, I need glasses.
That's kind of small print, though.
It is. This is horrible. Plus, I'm getting old. One cow-related death every day until Saturday is Cow Week. Today's case involves a farmer in Ireland who intervened when one of his cows turned on his son. The cow kicked him several times and he died. And she's not making light of this incident. This lady who writes for Boing Boing, she's a blogger. She's just saying that certain situations with cows they're deceptively docile, but they're very, very dangerous animals. I almost have a hard time keeping a straight face with that.
Well, I tell you, I just read, and I was talking to you about it earlier. I don't know if I told you about it or not, Marty, but I was looking on Huffington Post, and they were talking about in Peru, a man was killed by his cow while he was sleeping. Basically, he had a house that was connected to a little hill, and the top of the hill kind of connected to the roof. And so this cow at night was wandering about eating grass and stumbled onto the roof, fell through, and crushed him. They found him the next morning. It was a pretty bad sight.
I bet.
So, killed by cow while sleeping.
Cows kill a lot. They actually do.
But do they kill, like...
maliciously?
Yeah, like with guns, knives, stuff like that?
No, just hooves and by their own weight.
So they're, like, physical with you.
Yeah.
Right on. I can respect that. Take you one-on-one.
That's right. Go hoof a hoof.
Oh.
Motto a hoof.
That'll work. That'll work. The other thing is, you're talking about Shark Week?
Yes.
And I've told this story to so many people, and I'll be very quick about it. It reminds me of the little girl and her family who went to Disneyland. She was 12 years old. Since she was a young girl, around 5 or 6 years old, she had had dreams about being attacked by a shark. She had dreams about sharks jumping her. She had dreams and precognitions and everything about sharks. She was scared to death of the water. Absolutely frightened. So her family goes to Disney World in Florida. She refuses to go into the ocean. She's never been in any of that type of water before. The family finally talks her into it. She's got 2 sisters, a little brother, mom and dad. They go into the water. She refuses to go beyond her knees. Okay? So she's standing in water up to her knees. And she said she's scared to death of sharks, telling her parents she won't go any further. And lo and behold, a sand shark took off her left leg.
Mm-hmm.
That made international news. And she had drawn pictures. She had written stories about being attacked by sharks. Scared to death of sharks. Scared to death of the ocean. First time she ever puts in her foot up into that water, she goes up to her knees and loses her left leg. That is unbelievable.
Within 3 feet of water. Absolutely.
Yes.
Crazy.
I mean, that's what I call serious precognition. She knew it was going to happen. My God, we're all coughing.
We're all
and carrying
coughing
on.
here.
Maybe we shouldn't have used a vaporizer.
It's the pollen from outside.
Oh, yes. It's the
raining.
pollen from outside in the rain, which would be washing the pollen out of the air, so I'm not sure where this is coming from. Okay, what do you got for us now?
We've got lots, but we won't do
lice?
lots. No.
Did you say lice?
We won't do lots.
Oh, my God.
They're all good, so I'm just kind of having a fun time flipping through this. Spanking the blind monkey.
Oh, poor thing.
Looks like your grandma might have been right all along.
What?
A Polish man who was caught masturbating in his car. That's right, masturbating in his car in the middle of the day with women's stockings on his head is now suffering from severe vision loss, according to his lawyer, Rachel Stevens. In a court in Lincolnshire, Raphael Sivelinski was convicted of outraging public decency. Fancy way of saying masturbating in public. My goodness. Outraging.
Is there any other way to masturbate?
Outraging public decency.
It must have been in England.
No. Well, maybe so, but the guy was Polish.
So Polish guy in England whacking off, getting in trouble for
In the middle
outraging
of the
public
day.
decency.
In the middle of the day with women's stockings on his head.
Well, that's probably how they do it in the Eastern Bloc countries, but not in England, damn it.
He was, this doesn't surprise me. He was substantially under the influence of alcohol, his lawyer said. He wonders whether someone spiked his drinks. This actually happened in the middle of the day, and the last thing he could remember the night before was being in a club. So he's lost a lot of time in there. Anything could have happened. Stevens also said her client's vision has deteriorated significantly when he was arrested for doing the deed with himself. She said it's gotten so bad that he can no longer drive or operate the forklift at his work. Poor guy. Or at least he can still masturbate, though.
Well, that's good.
This bizarre coincidence plays right into the urban myth that masturbation leads to blindness. It doesn't. We all know that. But that's what they're saying on the...
I thought it was hairy palms.
Well, that's one of the things they say.
It can cause hairy palms, and it can cause blindness. That's what I've been told. Maybe that's why I have heart... shouldn't say that.
Well, ever since I started shaving my hands and had to go to the eye doctor 3 times a year, there may be some truth to that. I don't know.
True. Well, okay, I'll fess up. That's probably why I'm having a hard time with the hot spots. Reading them?
Oh, good God.
Oh, good God, yes.
There you go.
All right, just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, bottom.
Those are extra hot spots.
Yeah, extra hot. Oh, Lord. Extra hot G-spots?
Ooh. I have no comment on this. I shall remain silent.
Okay, bottom line. Feeling bad. Talk about being saved at the 11th hour.
What
Can
the
you
hell
guess
are you
what this
saying
is?
over there? It sounds like you might be talking about an eel, maybe? Like
Bingo.
an electric eel or a
Well, I don't know
swamp eel?
about let's hope it's not electric. A man in Auckland, New Zealand had a rather embarrassing emergency last week when he had to ask doctors to remove an eel from his bottom.
His rectum damn near killed him.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
in this case, yeah, almost did. An Auckland City Hospital spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request from comment from the Huffington Post.
That's a different one.
But Matt Rogers, spokesman for Auckland District Health Board, confirmed that a man was treated for the condition at ACH, Auckland City Hospital. In response to a direct query from the Herald on Sunday, we can confirm that an adult male presented at Auckland City Hospital this past week with an eel inside him. Rogers said, no further comment will be made out of respect for the patient's right to privacy. Well, I'm sorry. I think it should include the eel's right to privacy.
Oh.
What he does off hours
Oh.
is not for public consumption.
Well, I think that it actually is in most hospitals called the bunghole clause. Anything that goes in your rectum stays in your rectum as far as privacy goes.
I mean, goes up or goes out? Because once it's out, it's anybody's,
Oh, my God.
you know.
Well, you know, that's how eels eat their prey. You know that, right?
What?
In New Zealand, when Jeremy Wade did River Monsters.
River monsters.
Yeah, it talked
There's a certain
about
type of
when
eel.
animals go into the rivers or streams, what they do is they swarm the animals, whether they're a deer or a dog or whatever, and what they do is the eels will start biting them, and then one lead eel, I guess you call him the alpha
The
eel.
leader.
Yeah, the alpha eel or whatever
I
goes
found
up the rectum
I found it.
and tears a hole through the stomach, and the guts spill out, and the eels eat them. So I hope that he didn't get that way. Maybe was he doing something sexual?
No, it's unclear how the eel got inside the man.
Okay, then it was sexual. He's just not telling.
But, well, he could have just, I mean, the river monster guy was saying that people would just go in these rivers.
Right, but do you
And
think
then it
he'd be
would
able
go,
to drive
oh.
all the way to the hospital? I mean, somebody would have
Well,
to get that eel out.
maybe somebody took him.
No, because the eel would be eating away at him. It had to be like a trained eel or a toothless eel. And he stuck it up his butt or something, like a sexual thing, like a hamster.
Yeah, it's big in Japan.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, TMI. You all know too much about this.
Well,
All
we
right.
tend to party a lot, you know.
Yeah, okay. Good Lord. But the patient was treated successfully and released. Perhaps he should consider himself lucky. Last year, Zhang Nan had to have Chinese doctors remove an eel from inside his bladder.
Ooh.
The creature had slithered through his penis during a strange spa treatment there in Los Angeles. Wait a minute.
I
was gonna say, wait a minute, America?
Yeah.
Don't we have public health departments
No,
for
a
that
lot
kind of
of,
thing?
a lot of these weird holistic places. I'm not saying they're all weird. Some of them are actually pretty awesome. They're really cool to go to. But some of them do have things that are probably way off the charts. And I wouldn't be mad, if they said, "Would you like a penis eel today?"
I think this actually happened in China, and the LA Times was reporting on it. So that's how LA got into it. Described it as similar to those unusual pedicures that have fish eat dead skin off people's feet.
Yeah.
Except that you're fully submerged and you're probably naked, and there are eels all over you. Oh.
That's going to give me nightmares.
That's, if you're going to submerge yourself like in a giant fish tank and there's tons of eels around, that's just, you're asking for problems.
Yeah, you better have a butt plug.
But it went through his bladder.
Yeah, because it probably had a butt plug. Couldn't go the way they usually go. I mean, hear me once, what is the old saying? Hear me now, believe me later?
So you're saying that there's a urethra plug, too?
Well, they probably don't go if that hole's too small. But the rectum, depending on the person, could be of various sizes, and eels seem to like that. Seriously. And when they couldn't get up there, they went around and said, there's a little hole. We could get in there, and they tried, and they did.
A slightly opened basement window.
Yeah, exactly.
You know way, way too much. Way too much.
Hey, I got a PhD. What can I say?
Oh my God. Okay,
I think
at
we're
least
on an opiate roll tonight or something.
Non and the New Zealand man were fortunate to escape their predicaments with their lives, because it was reported that another Chinese man died from internal bleeding after an eel was inserted into his rectum, apparently as a practical joke.
Oh, yeah. My friends do shit like that all the time. Oh, what do you mean I was sleeping on the couch? You stuck a eel up my ass? Oh, thank you. Yeah, we thought it was funny. Took pictures, too.
Well, if somebody did that, you sleep way too heavy.
Oh, well, maybe.
If you're on the sofa long enough and you don't get up or get startled awake or slap somebody or punch somebody and long enough for them to insert something up your butt, I'm sorry, but that's just, there's something that you need to lay off some of the medications or the drinking you're doing the night before. Don't you think?
Well, in the 80s, the big thing was whoever passed out first got a carrot stuck up their butt.
Well, they've graduated from
What?
carrots.
Yeah, it's like in the 80s, people party a lot, and whoever passed out first either got a carrot stuck up their butt or their friends all unzipped their pants and laid their penises on their forehead and took a photograph
I've
and
heard of
sent
that.
it. Yeah, it's a true thing. It really happened.
I love
Never happened to
true.
me or my friends, but it did happen. So if you didn't get the penis on the forehead and a picture sent to your boss or a carrot stuck up your butt, you were okay.
Apparently, I was okay.
I guess I was too. Holy cow.
Yeah, I never
Maybe I
liked
just had evil friends
maybe,
who aren't really friends.
Yeah. Just waited for him to pass out. Do stuff to him.
Hey, nothing
Wait a
ever
minute,
happened to
allegedly.
me. Nothing ever
Allegedly,
happened to me.
right?
I never got carroted.
You never got carroted. You even have a phrase for that?
Yes.
You've never been carroted?
Nope.
I've never heard that phrase. Holy cow.
It was the 80s. What can I say?
I don't think I'm ever going to cook carrots again.
Ugh.
Okay.
Well, if they're soft, it'd be nicer.
Okay, we're going to go to stop sign assaulted. R. Garcia was mad and allegedly refused to back down against his adversary in Roswell, New Mexico. The alleged altercation happened Friday when officers responded to a report of a man later identified by cops as Garcia fighting a stop sign. UPI reported officers and Garcia, or said Garcia, 45, appeared to be under the influence of drugs, according to the AP. But while
Really?
it appears the alleged war between Garcia and the stop sign came to a draw, Garcia still had some fight left for police, according to authorities. First, he allegedly reacted belligerently and ran from two officers who shot him with taser darts.
Ooh.
Garcia continued kicking at the cops as they got closer, police said, according to KRQE-TV. Garcia was darted again but broke off the taser leads from his stomach. When one officer tried to use his baton, Garcia got a hold of it and attempted to use it against the officers, according to police. The man who fought a stop sign didn't stop. Despite the pepper spray the arresting officers deployed, he simply wiped his face and allegedly continued running while throwing an officer's baton back at him. Usually when somebody is tased, their muscles contract and don't allow them to do anything, and that's why you normally see them fall to the ground. Roswell Police Department, Sabrina Morales told KRQE-TV. So this person, Garcia, had to be on some sort of drug, possibly that was not allowing his system to react normally. Garcia was finally arrested and charged with aggravated assault against a peace officer disarming and resisting officers. There is no word yet on whether the stop sign will press charges.
Well, hell yeah. Should. I don't know. It sounds like he was on something. Well, we're talking Roswell, New Mexico, though. He
Could've
probably was
gotten-
steeped up on some alien tea or something, you know? Probably had him a little bit of an anal probe, little bit of a suppository.
A little bit of something.
Oh, absolutely. Act like that, of course. Roswell, New Mexico. Home of the alien invasion. Actually, it wasn't really an invasion at all. But, yeah. Sounds good.
So this guy...
And your comments on this, Marty, since you're over there laughing?
This is me not saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. No.
Hey, you never know, man.
Okay. We're going to go to
Yes.
a repeat offender, Rodell Vereen, a South Carolina man who twice pleaded guilty to having sex with a horse, has been released from prison and put on probation under the condition that he keep his distance from the horse. Rodell Vereen, pictured in this
Holy
file
crap.
photo, was released from prison after serving 16 months
For raping a horse,
for having sex with this horse.
it'd have to
Yes.
be rape. A horse wouldn't consent.
Can a horse consent?
No. Have you ever heard the term neigh before? I mean, seriously. He gets up on a little ladder or maybe a bucket to fuck it behind him,
Oh, Lord.
and the horse is not going to say yes. It's going to be like, nay, nay. Okay, you two look like you just saw a ghost. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Okay.
Wilbur.
What do you... Wilbur. Oh, you're a big man. That was a horse. That was a male horse, though.
Oh, Lordy.
A little bunghole magic. Okay. So you had the one about the dead bodies?
Yes.
Let's do the dead bodies.
Okay,
I want to hear what that's all about.
All right. The 5 most bizarre things people have done with dead bodies. Yay! And I'm sure this is not an exclusive list. Or, yeah, it's reserved for just 5 of these things. I'm sure there's a lot more that they chose for whatever reason not to include on this.
I don't know about that, but before you say that, I remember clearly in the 1980s, again, that there was a group of gay, male necrophiliacs. And I've told this story before. It was they put an ad in the paper, and they went around to all of the different mortuaries saying they would pay top dollar to spend an hour alone with the freshest male corpses to enjoy. I mean, come on. That's really on the edge of tomorrow, if you will, as to what you can do with a dead body. And 17 states in America and over 30 countries, so you can eat a dead body if you had some form of consent before the person died. So we're talking about sex with a dead body and eating a dead body.
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 17 states in America and over 30 countries that says, well, if they have a consent or they signed it or recorded it or something, you can eat them. And over 20 states in America, it says that you don't have to bury a body in a graveyard. You can put it wherever you want. You can do anything except have it taxidermied.
Good to know.
Would you like to go in my basement? I have some things I'd like to show you. Hi, welcome to my neighborhood. I'm Dr. Mike. Come on downstairs. I got something to show you. Can you say show me? Sure you can.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Okay, number 5. Let's just move on. Move along, little doggy. Publicly reanimated with electricity.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you know if you hook a dead body up to electrical current, we're not saying do it, we're just saying do you know it
this
could
is
happen.
Journalism, okay? We're not saying do it, all right?
Yeah. You can make the limbs flop around like it's alive, and that people used to pay to watch this happen because the 19th century was the era of not giving a shit.
It pretty much was.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go.
Well,
through
they didn't have TV and stuff, so yeah, it probably would be kind of fun to watch.
There was no cable. You had to entertain yourself somehow.
Yeah. So between horses, chickens, and dead bodies, yeah.
Okay, in January 1803, convicted murderer George Foister became the first. I can't see. I can't
what did you
see.
Do when you got Chinese
Dr.
eyes
Mike,
here?
my eyes. I can't see. This is really small too.
Oh my God! Is that actual print?
Yes, it is.
What the hell is it?
And so what we'll do
that looks
is
like
we'll
it was
just
made
do.
by an ant farmer.
I tell you what, we'll just do
Let Marty
the
read
basic
it.
ones.
Marty, read it.
Marty, do you have good eyesight?
It's okay.
Marty gets to read it.
It's probably better than mine.
Read, Marty, read. Read,
Yeah.
Marty, read.
You do
Okay,
that.
so we're at number which one?
Number 5. So January.
Well, it's not so much that it's small print, it's that it's like gray and wow. Hey, did you know that if you hook up a dead body to an electrical current, you can make the limbs flop around like it's alive? And that people used to pay to watch this happen because of the 19th century was the era of not giving a shit. In January 1903, convicted murderer George Foster became the first galvanic corpse to be publicly exhibited. Galvanism being the simulation or the stimulation of muscles by electric current, which works on a living person but is far more hilarious on a dead one.
Oh
boy.
Wow. Before the event, there were concerns about Foster's body actually coming back to life, because, well, this was the 19th century and people didn't know things.
Yeah.
But as the Newgate Calendar, a record of London executions, informed its readers, his sentence was that he should hang until he be dead, which effectively meant should he return to life, he would be marched directly back to the gallows. Well, boy. Double indemnity.
Yes,
huh?
exactly. So you can actually read that. That's some super tiny gray print, dude.
I'm impressed, Marty.
Yeah, really.
I really am impressed.
You can watch ants talk. Yeah.
The experiment was carried out by Giovanni Aldini, who by the time he zapped Forster in public had not only mastered his core technique, but developed a theatrical flair. First, he applied the electrified conducting rods to Forster's face, which caused Forster's jaw to quiver and grimace horribly. His left eye popped open.
Oh.
Aldini then applied the rods to Forster's torso, causing the body to jiggle and contort and even blow out a candle. Yeah, but at which end?
Yeah, that was
Oh, Lord.
That would have been an explosion.
What? You couldn't flex the jaw and make it talk in a funny voice? The audience had to have been disappointed by that, but way to show some restraint there.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
we take that back, because nothing could have prepared audiences for the grand finale, which Aldini shoved a conducting rod into the cadaver's rectum, causing it to punch a fist in the air. Really, this is a type of climax that no one is prepared for.
It's better than TV, dude.
Oh, wow. This is bad.
This is back in the 1800s?
Yeah, 1803.
1800
Yeah.
something? Oh, my God.
You.
So anybody who
Oh, wait a
says
minute.
that TV is a bad thing, I would care to differ, because if we didn't have TV and other things, this is what we would have to look forward to. Shoving
That and
Oh,
public
yeah.
executions.
stuff up. Yeah.
You just said this is really bad. What else happened? Tell me. I'm just waiting for the erection story.
Aldini continued touring with his show, but only used decapitated heads, presumably because they're much easier to travel with. His experiments would ultimately inspire Mary Shelley to write Frankenstein, which may explain why the monster staggers around like it has a stick up its ass.
Or a carrot.
Ooh, yeah.
What news agency did this that you got, Gwen?
Wow.
Marty, what does it say? Which news agency was it?
Cracked.com.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So number 4, crucified for science. So you've heard of the Shroud of Turin, right? An ancient piece of linen that was supposedly wrapped around the body of Jesus after he was crucified. Religious artifacts like that are a huge deal, of course, because proving the authenticity would go a long way toward proving that the Bible was true. So if you wanted to try to authenticate the shroud, how would you do it? Well, first you need to know if the evidence imprinted on the shroud matches that of a real crucified human. How else would you do that other than by taking some innocent corpse and crucifying it to see what it looks like?
Oh, my
There are
God.
probably lots of ways, actually. Still, in the 1930s, Dr. Pierre Barbet, a Parisian physician, sought to scientifically evaluate the authenticity of the shroud by nailing a dead body to some boards. Oh,
This sounds like something you do in your garage.
this is not going to end well, is it?
No.
Specifically, Barbet wanted to determine the amount of skin tearing that would occur if a person were crucified in Destot's space. That is, the part of the palm where the figure imprinted on the Shroud of Turin seems to have nail marks. The photos from this experiment are available, but we're not including them for a reason. Well, yeah, I would hope not.
Yeah.
Barbet concluded that the tearing he found in his corpse hanging did reflect that seen on the Shroud of Turin, which seemed to satisfy him enough to declare that the Shroud of Turin was a genuine religious artifact. We are curious as to whether anyone pointed out to Pierre that just because the imprint on the shroud could reasonably belong to a crucified man, that there is nothing to indicate that that man was Jesus. But we have a feeling that this was all just an excuse for corpse hanging anyway.
Oh, Lord.
His experiments into the scientific validity of the crucifixion account continued, but don't worry, they didn't involve corpses.
You know, there's two things about that I can say right now. One is the Romans did not crucify through the hand. They crucified through the wrist, where the forearm meets the wrist, because it would support a human body. If you did the hand, it would rip at just a few pounds per square inch. Secondly, in the New Testament, it says that the soldiers ripped the beard from Jesus' face. Yet the Shroud of Turin has an imprint of a man with a full beard. How would you have a full beard imprinted onto this? I say the whole thing is bullshit. I'm not trying to insult anybody or anything else. I'm just simply saying, if you take what was written by men about what happened to him, then it doesn't match the Shroud of Turin at all. Nor what the Romans did to a body does it match. So, if you want to argue about it, fine, fuck you. So, what's the next one?
Launched into space. So we talked about how you can get your ashes launched into space, and more than likely they talked about the Gene Roddenberry thing.
Yes.
Because you can get this little small vial of your ashes and pay, what was it, like $100,000, something like that, and they'd launch that little vial of your ashes into space.
Didn't they send Arthur C. Clarke's ashes up there too?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
But that falls far short of space burials imagined in our awkward sci-fi obsessed childhoods. We wanted our actual body to be fired out of a spaceship, either inexplicably turning into a comet and slingshotting around a planet like Spock in Star Trek II, or just kind of backflipping through space with all the majesty of a Charmin-shrouded turd like John Hurt in Alien.
Oh, my God.
Did you say turd?
Yep.
That's what it says here. It's from Cracked, of course. Well, in 2007, NASA finally gave civilians a chance to have their remains launched into space.
Oh, my God.
Or more precisely, they took 3 random cadavers that had been entrusted to the Ohio State University Medical Center for medical research and fired those festering meat sacks into orbit to test the new Orion spaceship, which they hope will send astronauts to the moon in 2020. The bodies are used to measure all sorts of ways space impacts the human body, like radiation exposure. So obviously the primary goal is to make sure space radiation doesn't reanimate corpses into zombies, and if so, to find a way to re-kill them. But if they can use them to measure the impact of various stages of launch and space travel on human physiology without killing a dude. Sure, NASA also uses mathematical modeling and data from high-speed crash tests, but neither of these methods is as precise as using an actual human body. At only $40,000, it's also fairly cost-effective. Keep in mind that we're talking about spaceships and astrophysics, not reasonable prices for a luxury sedan. And ultimately, there's no better way to honor people selfless enough to donate their bodies to science than to fire them into an endless black void to test stress fractures on their dead bones and see if they get melted by the sun.
Okay, then you'd have to have them hooked up to like a fishing line so they can go
reel
out
them back
and
in.
bring them in so you can retest them. I mean, that is really sick, dude. I mean, well, you know, all major car companies used to use human cadavers before they went to the quote-unquote crash test dummies. That's the only way they could get accurate details. So they would gather them up from various colleges and unclaimed bodies from morgues and put them in cars and smash them.
You know, and I had that. How much? It's a very lucrative business. Cadavers. Really? Yeah.
I think we just found a sideline business.
Very. Disease-free. You're talking,
They're shooting them out of a cannon. They don't have to be disease-free.
Well, I'm just saying in general. I mean, I'm not saying for what purpose, you know, they're used for.
Well,
I'm just
I mean,
saying in general.
You know, okay, right. If somebody wants to buy one from us for sex, probably a good thing to have them disease-free. Absolutely. I agree. But if they want to shoot them out of a cannon, I don't care.
But if they're dead?
Yeah, we'll get them from somewhere.
They're going to have something.
Marty, do you have a panel van or anything?
No.
Oh, we'll have to get something else then. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Number 2, sold into marriage. In China, there's a traditional practice known as mingun, or ghost marriage, which 2 dead persons are married so that their spirits don't have to wander through the afterlife alone. And yes, you actually have the corpses there for the ceremony. This may seem crushingly depressing at first glance, but the underlying idea is actually quite positive. The wedding couple can have a happy and potentially sexy afterlife, and the living members of their families can bond, which is very useful when resources are scarce, like poor farming communities where evidently people just can't afford to tie the knot until they're ripped from their mortal coil by the cold grip of eternity. Until recently, communist oppression caused the tradition to fall out of practice, and it was almost lost to history. While it still isn't exactly common today, ghost marriage holds heavy psychological sway in the rural areas where the practice has been revived. So much so, in fact, that people will pay 10,000 yuan or $1,200 as a dowry to the corpse bride's family. Even though this is nearly 4 times the average annual income of a Chinese farmer, not only does this make families even more eager to wed off their daughters, oh my goodness, but also inspired a cottage industry in grave robbing, because anything worth selling is worth stealing. Consequently, a few years ago, the inevitable happened. One corpse was married to 2 different husbands. Ms. Wu, a woman from the Hebei province near Beijing, may have the world's most marriageable corpse. Her living body apparently could not be given away. After her death, her parents won a dowry of $5,500 or 35,000 yuan for wedding her to another eligible dead person. She eloped a few days later, or rather was stolen by a band of grave robbers who had arranged for her to be married to another rotting suitor. Oh. Chinese women, it seems, have as many rights in death as they do in life.
You know, it's hard for me to say this, but that is so fucked up, I don't even have a comment.
That is pretty sick. Wow.
I don't know what to say.
So you couldn't give her away when she was alive, but people were fighting over her when she was dead? What's that about?
You know, I will
Tell
never...
me, just give
about
me some
$5,500 is what it's about.
I will never look at aged beef the same again. I mean, seriously, that's sick.
Number 1.
Oh, let's go. Woo.
Kidnapped. In April of 1955, Thomas Harvey was on a call as a pathologist at the Princeton Hospital when the body of his idol, Albert Einstein, was rolled in. Einstein's wishes were to be cremated and the ashes secretly scattered. He didn't want his resting place turned into a tourist attraction. So, displaying a touching level of reverence for his departed hero, Thomas Harvey chose to remove Einstein's brain and eyes and put them in a jar.
Oh, God.
Harvey would later claim that an autopsy had been requested, although there was no documentation to support this, and anyway, autopsy in no way rhymes with take his brain out and put it in a jar. He briefly saved his job when Einstein's son gave him the retroactive permission to remove and study the brain, on the condition that Harvey must share it with other scientists. When it became clear that Harvey had no intention of sharing, Princeton fired him for good.
So share the brain or share his results?
His results probably, and the brain too.
Because is that folklore, or is it actually true that his brain disappeared? I mean,
that's actually true.
Nobody...
Yeah.
Did they ever find it?
I'm not sure if they did or not, but yeah, actually, several major people like that had brains or body parts disappear.
Well, it says, despite being aware of everything we just explained in the last paragraph, they inexplicably thought this meant that Harvey would give Einstein's brain to them. He didn't. Instead, he took the brain to another hospital where technicians divided it into cubes. If the brain of Einstein, it's the brain of Einstein, what else are they going to do? For the next 40 years, Harvey and Einstein's brain would be partners in the world's strangest bromance. Although Harvey shipped some of the cubes to researchers upon request in whatever containers he could find, including used food jars, he kept the majority of it, constantly claiming that he was just about to have a breakthrough. How in what is unclear. When Harvey took a road trip across the country to see Einstein's granddaughter, the brain rode along in the back. He even accidentally left the brain at the granddaughter's house. This is after stealing it from Einstein's corpse and defrauding an institution to keep it for himself. Finally, Harvey did the right thing and returned the brain to Princeton, but the eyes are now sitting in a vault in New York, presumably waiting to appreciate in value.
Eyes? Oh my God.
Well, that also has a no comment from me. Yeah.
Cubed.
That's pretty sick.
It's
very sick.
Cubed brains.
You really went out on...
We go to the grocery store, and I can tell you I'm going to get meat for stew. Think twice. Because you look at the little little containers of cubed beef.
Oh,
that's what I think of.
That's beef. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cubed brain, though.
Tastes just like chicken.
Thank God for veggie burgers.
Why does everything taste like chicken anyway?
I don't know.
Frog legs taste like chicken. Snake tastes like chicken. Rocky Mountain oysters taste like what? Chicken. Why?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you go to like your relative's house for the holidays, and they're like, here, we got something for you to try this holiday. Try weasel. Try turtle. It tastes just like chicken. Like, give me just fucking like chicken. It's the cheapest meat in the world. Come on. How stupid can you be?
If it tastes like chicken, why not
give me
just get
fucking
the
chicken? Yeah, especially dark meat chicken. I like that dark meat.
Well, especially Rocky Mountain oysters. Why?
I do not like Rocky Mountain oysters. I'm serious. Because Rocky Mountain oysters are bull testicles. Everybody knows that. And they cut out the bull's testicles, whatever. I didn't know that. So the first time I went to taste Rocky Mountain oysters, the bull kicked me in the head so damn hard I was unconscious for 2 days. And I thought everybody eats them. So I just took a bite. Bull went crazy, kicked me. Boom. I don't remember shit for like 2 days.
I think you had that coming.
I had it coming.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure I had it coming, Marty?
Sure. Well, if you worked hard enough at it.
Oh, okay. I wonder if the bull had it coming. Okay, you two are turning your heads silently laughing, okay? Get with the program, goddammit. Okay. Tonight we're going to talk about something. After 45 minutes of this absolutely bizarre, weird. You went digging. You used a pickaxe on this. I mean, this is some weird shit tonight. Okay,
I've got so much. There's so much weirdness that you could have nightly news on for weirdness and odd and craziness, and you wouldn't stop laughing or your mouth wouldn't close. It's amazing.
Well,
it really is amazing.
See, there's After Dark with Dr. Mike on YouTube. There's Glue, Glue, with Marty Munez. That's Marty. Marty actually has some movies and some shows and other stuff on there. If you just look at Marty Munez, M-U-N-I-Z, you can find all kinds of stuff. But maybe we should have a third one. Gwen's Weird News. What do you think?
I'll stick to this.
I don't know. Some of this could actually be a whole show. I mean, that was just downright bizarre tonight.
And I put a lot of them back because I figured it would kind of light a fire.
They were too weird?
They were pushing it.
Oh my God!
They were. I'll save it for till next week.
I didn't ever think that I would. I never thought I would hear that.
What?
That it was too weird for the Dr. Mike show.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put it this way. I'll take it off. Nothing's ever too weird or too odd or too insane for the show, for your show. But it's like, I felt like I'd had enough.
Well, actually, I came across a guide on how to train your pet monkey for sex.
Oh.
And I actually, please don't tell me you have it.
No.
That was just beyond anything I could even come up with. And I'm a weird, strange person. Everybody knows that. By trade, I'm a forensic psychopathologist, so nothing shocks me or surprises me. But how to train your monkey for sex? That was, my brain actually started hurting.
Well, this is just a headline of one of the ones that I didn't read.
Oh, Lord.
It says, lab tech from Georgia Health Sciences University found drunk, partially clothed, surrounded by escaped monkeys.
Well,
in the lab.
As in the movie Amadeus. Yeah, trunk monkeys. This would be like trunk monkeys for real.
Or drunk trunk monkeys.
Oh.
Reminds me of those little seahorses. Remember the seahorses that you'd order?
Oh, the sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys. Sea monkeys.
Yes. What did I say?
I don't know what.
I thought I said
seahorses. You said seahorses.
Seahorses?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they're like
marketed as
tree monkeys.
Tree monkeys.
No, sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys, and yes. They were actually little brine shrimp.
Yeah. But we didn't know that. In 4th grade, didn't you saw this in a magazine with the picture of Bobby Sherman on the front, and you look in and say, get sea monkeys.
Right, and there's a dad, and then there's a wife,
with the little kids. Yeah, and I remember having my parents, I asked them to order one of those, and it was the most disappointing.
I ordered it too. After I saw what they were, I just simply drank it. Swallowed all those brine shrimp and everything, you know.
You drank all those semen?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Or sea monkeys.
You ever seen South Park? About the semen experiment?
No.
He mixed sperm with the little brine shrimp, and they created little subhuman people, monkey
Because
things.
he thought seamen were SEA,
Oh,
and they didn't know any better. You know, they're kids.
Watch South Park.
And
you
so
can learn a
everybody
lot.
he went to a sperm bank to get semen.
And he ordered 5 gallons of sperm.
it.
And they said he only had 1 ounce containers, but
So
we're getting way off track here, man. Just watch South Park. You can learn a lot. Okay.
Wow. This is off the rails.
Yes. So basically what we were talking about the other day to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about alien abductions, but we actually shot off into government conspiracy cover-ups for what's going on in the world today by causing other things to happen to refocus. And at this particular point, I'm still mulling over some of the stuff we talked about earlier tonight. So I'm going to kind of hand it to you to run with, Marty, and I'll join in when my brain stops internally bleeding, okay?
So what were we going to talk about again?
Dude, stop with the brownies, okay?
Well, I thought we were going to talk about media cover-ups or the media distraction.
Yeah, government conspiracy. Because somebody has to cause the stuff to happen, right? And we're not talking about a bunch of redneck Confederate flag fair. Well, never mind. So, yeah, absolutely. It has to start somewhere.
Well, as we can see by tonight's show, us as human beings are very easily distracted by the bizarre and the macabre. So it's not that difficult to find some little niche to just stick in the public psyche and distract them on anything. But if you really think about it, it wouldn't be that hard either, especially with the amount of polls and polling that goes on when they ask the public, okay, well, what event or what thing is going on in the world that makes you angry? Or what event or what thing in the world is going on right now that makes you very passionate? What are you passionate about? What are your convictions? What are you active about? What will you go out and hold a sign up for? What are your convictions? When you give them that much information, all they have to do is just go, hey, well, in this area, they've got this demographic and they don't like this. And let's talk about that. Get them all riled up. And then you have to wonder, well, what's going on underneath all that and behind that?
I think I know. I think I found the answer to that question.
All right.
Why people, what they're really angry about is, especially for Americans, is that we fall short on the world penis map for size.
That'll do it.
Even Canada beat us in penis size. Well, he talked about polls before the beginning of this.
Well, okay, if we want to talk about polls, have you ever been polled before, Marty?
Yes.
You have been polled?
Yes, like a question poll. Yeah.
No, I was shooting off to this, like you said, to easily distracted.
No,
I was talking about these polls she's got talking about.
No, I've never had a poll.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Republic of Congo.
Well, one that was not attached to myself. I've got my own, but I've never,
I used to introduce myself to people as, hi, my name is Michael Manpole. They never caught on. A couple people did.
They didn't catch on?
No.
To your poll?
No.
Did they latch on?
Ooh. Talking lampreys here. See, we can't even have a serious part of the conversation without going off into something. I mean, this is a weird show tonight.
Well, now I want to hear about the Canadians.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
hey,
my.
Tell you what,
okay.
my penis has a boot 18 inches.
Well, I'll tell you what. At 7.1 inches,
oh, my God.
Republic of Congo ranked it as number 1.
They got the biggest meat?
On average length of erect penises.
7.1
Oh, that makes the findings even more sad. I thought it was flaccid. Oh, God. Okay.
Damn, woman.
Yeah. So
it's uncomfortable
Congo
having
is
a newswoman
7.1.
talk about penises.
Well, it's
size-wise.
news. It's news. So in Ecuador, it's 7.0 inches. Ghana is 6.8. Colombia is 6.7. Iceland is 6.5. You think they'd be really short because it's so cold up there?
I'm gonna keep going.
Well, apparently shrinkage doesn't affect them if you're in Iceland.
I guess not.
Well, it's very
So if
volcanic. They have all that hydro.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the ground's always warm, even though it's freezing temperatures because
It's steamy.
yeah,
It's so steamy.
steamy, sweaty, kind of
Sweaty
wet and
balls.
moist.
Sweaty balls.
I think we had a blowout on the highway of life tonight, okay?
God.
And we just ran off the
Okay.
fucking road, okay?
Okay, if you're wondering where America falls in this, average penis size of American man is 5.1 inches, landing them at the 25th percentile. Behind
Whoa!
the UK with 5.5 inches, so even the British have a bigger wanker.
But we're behind them, so they're like, all right, mate. Oh, no, that's Australian, I'm sorry. So, right, chap, go ahead. Insert that little 5.1. Okay.
Spain was with 5.5, and Canada was at 5.5 as well. So
what was the U.S.?
U.S. was 5.1.
Oh, wow.
That's erect.
Wow.
We just
I can't believe you actually pulled that out. For
Apparently that's not in Chatsworth. That's probably just, in the U.S. on average, but not where people,
I wonder if
are paid.
fluffed or not fluffed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
They probably didn't go into that much detail.
Okay, if you're thinking this is probably the first Canada's ever beaten us in anything other than curling, I would say that's likely a good guess. Poor Americans, so many huge SUVs, so many little penises. Okay.
That would explain the number of Corvettes in the U.S.
Yeah, well, you
I
want to
can't wait
know
for the comment section to light up on this.
No one's asked about the smallest. No one's interested in the smallest, I guess.
Well, I would love to know who has the smallest penis because I do have a gag reflex.
You have a gag reflex? Okay. Well, coming in at... Okay, we'll do the bottom. USA's 5.1. Ireland is 5.0. Romania is 5.0. China is 4.3. India is 4. Thailand is 4. South Korea is 3.8. North Korea is 3.8.
Oh, wow.
So what do they do? Go around measuring boners? I mean, is this what this is about?
Well, research.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that was an interesting grant to write. We need money to travel across the world to determine who has...
To the most well-endowed countries.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's professor at Ulster University. I don't know where that is. It's a study on schlong sizes. Oh, my. Okay. So, you just...
See? Media distractions. It's not that difficult at all.
I couldn't help it, Marty.
At
No,
all.
but
I'm sorry.
what that does is conjures visions in your head of penis sizes fully erect in various countries with their style, folklore, and of course dress and customs, and you can't get it out of your head. She just read that going down countries, and I'm thinking about some dudes standing around the Congo, big chub, and it just comes naturally. Like you say, somebody says, whatever you do, don't think about an elephant. Boom, you think about an elephant, right?
Yep.
You read something like that, and you got penis on the brain. Okay?
Well,
I mean, we got balls in the eyes, dick flopping on the forehead, because it's there now in the brain, okay?
was this an example of the big head thinking instead of the little head, or the little head's thinking over the big head? What's happening?
Dr. Mike has officially vapor locked.
I think he just fried his brain.
Alrighty, then.
For the first time, in fact, you know what? This is a calendar moment on the After Dark with Dr. Mike show. Because normally Dr. Mike is the one saying things that freaks everybody else out. And for the first time in the show, we have said something that has freaked Dr. Mike out.
Short-circuited him. Wish anybody could see. His eyes are like as big as saucers. His mouth is open. He's flushed. Are you sweating, Dr. Mike?
Pretty much, yeah. I did not expect that turn when he was talking about media, and then you pull out a thing about penises. Pulled it out, and start telling us about penis sizes. How long you been holding on to that piece of weird news?
Waiting for the right time, and I think I did it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my medulla oblongata is bleeding. Yeah, it is. I can feel it. So yeah, that was quite the. Was that supposed to be? Did you two plan that to show what a media distraction is all about?
No, actually, just
Marty's talking about all this stuff, and you go, "Oh, speaking of polls, let's talk about dick sizes."
it was a perfect
what
segue. It was perfect. It was like waving the worm in front of the fish. I would have been remiss if I hadn't bitten. If I hadn't gone for it, I had to.
That's like getting handcuffed to a bed, and all of a sudden she walks into the room and goes, "And I brought my eel tonight." You know, it's the same kind of. It's just, just shock and awe.
Shock and
No, but that's not the worst thing. Is that if you're into sushi and everything else, that after you play with the eel, then you
So
eat
you're
the
saying
eel.
So
Clean
wait.
the eel,
So you're talking about
the eel,
if it
eat
tastes-
the eel. Before you eat the eel,
It
you
sounds like something you hear on
fuck the eel.
It sounds like something you hear on the movie John Dies at the End. Say, man, come over here.
That door is
Remove
locked.
the eel, poop out the eel,
Oh,
then you kill the eel.
If it tastes like chicken, keep on licking. If it tastes like trout, get the fuck out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes, you've
my-
got it, Dr. Mike.
This might be the show that people think we actually did DMT before we started.
No, I think you probably will go in a completely different direction.
Yeah. We have upcoming guests to do. We're going to do shows at the fire station at Red Crags. We have All Girl Paranormal. A couple of major leading officers, undersheriffs, and sheriff's department. If they listen to this show tonight, we may have some cancellations.
But Dr. Mike, in all fairness, your show, how it was when it was on the radio before you went into podcasting to reach a broader audience, it was a 2-hour show,
Right.
and we did hot spots at the beginning, and then we had guests.
Right.
And so the guests were just as bonkers as far as the hot spots as we are. I mean, we had a couple of guests that came on. It was a dating
Yeah, that
site.
turned into a horse sex
It was-
discussion
it
for
was-
about an hour. It was beyond the
They
norm.
never let it go. Or I'd say one of the guests never let it go. You could see him thinking, well, how do you do this with a horse? Do you bring him flowers? Do you play music? Do you just say,
Courting a horse.
do you bring him sugar cubes? What do you do? So but that's with guests. So we let them kind of take it wherever they want to. And we had some pretty outrageous shows there. So this is just an hour, and it's just us, and the gloves are off. So
Well, I think
when
you
we
and
go
Marty
to
made a new trench in the lines tonight. I did not expect the dick discussion, honestly.
well, it was there. Like I said, it was too good. I had to go for it. Too good.
Finger licking good. I have really no comments at this point. I really don't.
Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Well, you go to the kitchen. You go to the refrigerator. You get the eel.
Get the eel.
You clean the eel. You cook the eel.
Better boil that eel.
This is the most unsanitary conversation we've ever had. I think, maybe, possibly. I'm vapor locked here.
So if you eat an eel that has been eating on a person, is that cannibalism?
Well, in a molecular sense, yes. Yes, in a molecular sense. Yeah.
So what animals are cannibalistic?
Pretty much a lot.
No,
quite
I
a
mean,
few.
what animals would we eat that would eat people?
Well, Korea dog, they'd eat people.
But dogs don't eat people.
Yeah, they do. If a dog finds a dead body, he's going to eat it. Just like a coyote or a wolf or a fox. But we don't eat dog regularly, so that's really not a good solid point. Goats will eat pigs, will eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
Pigs will eat anything.
That's
Point
true.
taken. Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, this slowed down quite a bit, didn't it? The
Well,
air brakes came
I'm
on.
exhausted.
The climax was at
Oh, dude.
I want a
the
cigarette.
penis length section.
I want a
The
cigarette.
climax.
Yeah,
Marty.
that's right.
The climax.
That's right.
Okay.
cigarette
See,
and a
now
nap.
we're at what's known in writing is the
refractory.
no the
You guys must have like eaten brownies or something before I even got into this.
falling action.
Okay. Right on. Okay. So you play the ukulele? I see one hanging over there.
Yeah, that's right above the guitar. Yeah,
Yeah, I really don't have anything to say.
I've got
So-
an electric guitar, an acoustic guitar.
You've got actually a
and,
bunch of guitars. I've seen them.
yeah, and
Well, that's when you were at work and I broke in, but that's neither here nor there.
the baritone ukulele.
Yeah.
That's a more interesting ukulele because it's basically the first 4 strings of a guitar.
Alrighty then.
You know, your last show, not this last show, but when you had your radio show,
Yeah.
we had, I think it was John Thunderheart
Yes.
and his friend. They came from Denver,
Yes.
and he brought a didgeridoo.
Oh, sweet.
And his friend brought another instrument, and they played it. It was just really, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and the radio station was completely dark. We were the only ones there. So we talk about ghosts and spirits, then you the hair on the back of your neck would stand up, and we were talking about spirit, and that was just really, it was awesome. And we all thought we saw a black lab cross the door.
No,
Doorway.
that night was bizarre. It was like some weird magic, like demon magicians or something.
Well, I've heard about the story about the dogs that appear.
Yes, we actually saw it. I freaked out. You
Yeah,
know,
it was.
because we carry guns. I mean, we all have concealed weapons permit. We used to get death threats on the air because of stuff we said, especially when we talk about witchcraft, the occult, and stuff. People call us, they're going to kill us. I was like, get in fucking line, you know? So many people have called, get in line. But, you know, I put my hand in the back and I went looking, and there was nothing there. All the doors were secure, the alarms were on, and all that stuff. And yes, we did see it. That was actually a real, true thing.
Wow.
And it kind of freaked me out. But he brought a didgeridoo. I think his friend brought, I think it was either a skin flute or a male organ. One of the two. Wasn't it? He played it so sweetly.
I know it was just really, really short, even though it was hard. It
Like
was only
Piccolo.
about 5.1 inches.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, we get back on the road, then the wheel comes off. We get back on the road, and the wheel comes off. It must be all the damn flooding. I don't know what that is.
No, it was the lightning storm before.
Oh.
It's all the electricity
Reanimated.
in the air.
It's
And-
affected our neurons.
And you know what? It's appropriate because this is show number 9.
Oh.
Uh-oh, is that a
Show
cult number or
9.
something?
Yes.
Really?
Because the 9 is, think about it. The Beatles were talking about number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. John Lennon was a 9. There's this thing with 9.
How about if you put a 6 in front of it?
Okay.
The
You want
69.
the
There you go.
come off again?
There you
This
go.
is 69.
So
That's a
how
good
to-
number.
So, remind people about. I know if they're listening, they're on YouTube. So just say it verbally, so that they can pass it on or pass the link on to their friends or tell them about it, so they can go on and like it. And what else?
Well,
My brain has checked out. It's left the building.
you just simply go to YouTube, After Dark with Dr. Mike, subscribe and like. You can also check out Glue, Glue, with Marty Muniz, that's Muniz, and check out some of his movies and stuff that he's done in like the performing arts section. There's some, I actually watched one of them about, what was it called? The driver gets out of the car,
Things that go bump.
things
yeah.
that go bump. That was a freaky, scary ass video you did.
Well, thank you.
It really was. I had no idea, and I was like, oh my god, this is so freaky. So absolutely, just go and check out After Dark with Dr. Mike on YouTube, or Glue with Marty Muniz, and on Facebook, of course, After Dark with Did you?
Your tongue got hard, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I had an erection. I I'm not even going to go there because there's several jokes that go with that, but I'm not going. In this particular PC space and time, I would offend so many people that they would actually be writing death threats on the comments, okay?
Offend, offend, offend.
Not on this level. No, I'm sorry. I can't. A erect hard tongue is a private thing that should stay between those types of people, okay? I support it.
Stay between what?
With people who do that. I'm all for anything if it's consenting, okay?
You're just digging a hole.
Well, we could bring it back to our side and say analingus instead of cunnilingus. Okay, whatever, man.
The title of the show is Off the Rails, for sure.
For this one?
Yes.
Oh.
Off the rails.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. Whew. Alrighty then. Hopefully Howard Stern will get back to me after we talk to them today, and we can go into his realm too. I think he would like it, actually. Howard Stern's been my idol for a very long time.
Mine too.
Where the fuck am I going with this? I don't know.
I actually own Private Parts, the book.
Do you?
I was going to say, you have your own private parts?
I do.
Marty?
I do.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So when
When
your
you
when your
said-
kidney
Now
stones
they're
start
public parts.
now when
Yes.
your kidney stones start coming out, everyone will know you definitely have private parts because they'll hear you screaming.
That's true. That's true.
Can I come when you do that? I mean, come to
I
your
don't
house
know.
and watch.
Can you?
Dude, God, shit. Okay, can I come to your house and sit out here on the couch and listen to you screaming there? Because that'll give me.
No.
I'll find that to be absolutely delicious.
No, that's
Your anguish enthralls me. It feeds my soul. It's such a dark place to be. You know I love you.
And then you eat the eel.
Stop.
Okay.
enough. You know, okay. We're going to let you go. This is After Dark with Dr. Mike and Marty Menez, the man that makes it happen, who really fell off the cliff tonight. And, of course, Gwen, our newswoman, who dove off the cliff. So, yeah, I think this show should be totally off the rails tonight. This strayed from even my most bizarre regular shows.
And it all started with vision loss.
No, it started with neuron loss, actually, on my side.
Well, it went into that.
And spanking the drunk monkey, or
The
was it
blind
the
monkey.
Yeah?
And I couldn't see the next story because it was so, the print was so small. Yeah, it just kind of morphed from there. It was
not
all related,
5.1
though.
inches small.
Yeah, we ended on a. It was all connected. It was all interrelated.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, boys
It
and
was a
girls.
very organic show.
Yes.
Orgasmic as it is, yes.
Yes.
All right, boys and girls. Tonight we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. Can y'all say goodnight?
Good
Sure
night.
you can. Yo, that's nice.
Good night.
That's very nice. Y'all have a good night.